I am at the Victoria Falls on the Zambia side of this geographical marvel. The waterfalls are a mile wide. It's amongst the seventh wonders of the world. This is a fantastic place to be, in other words. And in November 1855, the famous Scotsman Dr. David Livingstone, the missionary, who was exploring and mapping Africa and trying to convert local people to Christianity with little success, became a great explorer. And he claimed that he was the first white man to see these falls. And he arrived here in the dry season, in November, just when the rains would start the following month. So he arrived here when there's not much water like there is now. And on top of the falls, he made his encampment on an island because there's hardly any water up there in November, and it's now called Livingstone Island. And he dropped a plumb line over the side of the falls to try and gauge the height of the falls, but his plumb line got stuck and he got an inaccurate reading. He then sent his details to the Royal Geographical Society and called the falls after his sovereign lady Victoria. And he thought the scene was so lovely that it must have been scenes to have been gazed upon by angels in their full flight. That's the famous sentence that he wrote describing this God-given marvel to the planet Earth. If you come to March to May, you won't see very little, because this has the largest falling sheet of water in the world, and it is full of spray and mist. So there's a certain time of year you can't see the falls, there's too much water. If you come around April, May, June, you'll see the whole falls, some rocks and plenty of water and not too much spray to soak you. And it was called the Thundering Smoke. So this place has always been a tourist attraction, even amongst Africans only hundreds of years ago, because by word of mouth it was the place of where the thunder, the noise of the cascade during full flow, caused a thundering sensation with the visual stimulus of the mist and the spray, which looked like smoke. To give you some context, when the water's in full flow here, 1 minute's fall will supply the biggest cities in South Africa with water for 2 days. There's 500,000 tons of water per minute. And when the water's in full flood, you will get spray 500 meters high that can be seen 70 kilometers away. And the present position of the falls have been here for the last 75,000 years. And eventually these falls over billions of years will recede further away from the camera, because waterfalls are formed with water flowing over a hard band of horizontal rock, and underneath is a band of soft rock. And when the water flows over the edge of the hard rock, it falls to the bottom and it makes a circular motion like this. And that gouging effect of the water's power, plus the rocks it may carry, will make a cave underneath the waterfall. And eventually the waterfall will collapse. And in front of every waterfall you will see big boulders, which were once part of the waterfall. And I've learnt that, having come here, unfortunately when there's not much water here, that you've got to come to these falls 3 times in a year. You want to come where you see the largest fall of water in the world. Then, like I did at Iguazu on the other videos, around Easter at the end of the rainy season. And now, if you want to see all the geography, the geology of the falls.